1.
Hey everybody, this is Adrian, the director of the Richmond International House of Prayer.
And Stephen Jenkins, a worshiper at the Richmond International House of Prayer.
Yes, one of our dear friends who joined us earlier this year, I think.
It was earlier this year. It was March or April, right after I had come back from Africa. And quite frankly, I could not have found it soon enough. I really believe it was a God thing that led me here. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, and so like Stephen has been joining us pretty much every day for our noon prayers.
I come here every day. If I can, and you guys are closed on weekends. But what I found was I had heard about Richmond International House of Prayer, but I had never come to worship. I belonged to a church like everyone else did, and I thought that worship on Sunday, that the 3 songs we do before the guy gets up there and share was enough.
Mm-hmm.
But with what we've gone through collectively with COVID and some of the racial stuff here, I just saw that my need or my hunger to worship God was greater. I really do believe that worship is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that throughout scripture, that the worshipers often went out first.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout my life, when I have not been able to express what it was that was going on, the struggles, worship has provided me that outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So I found myself hungering for a place to worship, and with all of the churches and stuff shut down, a dear friend of mine alerted me
Mm-hmm.
that you guys had noontime worship here.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, noontime worship? He said, yeah, it's right in Scott's edition. Well, the first day I came in, the music was wonderful. There were great people here, but I experienced God.
Mm-hmm.
I experienced God in a real way. And I left here invigorated, and I had to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been coming back ever since. And when people ask me why I come, and my schedule is centered around this.
So you started coming, you didn't really know what you were coming to, and at this point the Lord has been touching you so that you've made it a priority.
Well, He's made it a priority. It's an appointment we have together, and mind you, but I come here because it's one of those places where it's not about the words you hear, it's about the presence of God. And I believe that the presence of God can do what words cannot do, because the Spirit of God knows what it is that each and one of us needs. And each one of us needs something different. And there has not been a day that I've not come here. Some days I've wept. Some days I've been on my face the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I've just sat here and journaled. But God has met me here. I told Randy and I told Sherry what RIHOP has become for me. It's become a thin place and a refilling station.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thin place where I can access God. A refilling station because I can't go from morning devotion to evening. I can't go from Sunday to Sunday with what's going on in the world around us. I need to be able to refill. And when I step through the doors here and link up with brothers and sisters, I believe God is pleased, and because He's pleased, He shows up and He touches each and every one of them. And even when I'm not touched sometimes, someone across the room is touched. And that blessed me. Why? Because we are a body. So I'm grateful to the work that RIHOP does and the people that are here, that God has chosen to be part of this.
That's amazing. I love that you said, like, you don't come here because the music is so great or because you just like the people. Like, for you, this is a meeting place with God. Like, you come here to meet with God.
I look in the Old Testament and I see that there were those memorials, there were those altars that were built throughout our lives where we were able to meet God. And I hope that anyone is watching this would look back in your life and see where God met you. RIHOP has become one of those places where I can consistently meet God. I spent some time in Africa over the last couple of years, and that for me was a thin place. And I think it was preparation for where we are now. But it's a place where the worship, the love, the prophetic word is released. And I actually feel that whether it's different worship groups or whatever, but the Spirit of God roams that room, reaching out to His children.
Yeah, well, actually, I remember we actually had someone who saw that vision of, they actually saw in the Spirit Jesus walking around, touching and ministering to different people and just enjoying the worship. And the reason I love that so much is because that is our heart for this prayer room, is that it's a room for the city of Richmond to come in and not encounter us, but to come in and encounter the Lord.
It has been amazing. What I didn't know was that I'd become part of something. I actually came here for me. But what I found other like-minded brothers and sisters. I really do believe that this is a base. I believe that God is pleased. I believe that God has these all over the world. They're called different things. But he said, if my people, and I think, and it's funny because the diversity of that room is suit and tie to wandering in off the street. Jesus, God is drawing people to himself and a place. If you've not experienced the prayer room yourself, and if you find yourself, you'd be welcome. I also remember growing up, I used to walk in to Catholic churches and cathedrals, and the Gothic architecture of those cathedrals lended itself to you being awed. That's why the buildings went up. And there was a reverence in the space. We have none of that downstairs, but there's a holy reverence in that space, and it's not architecture, it's presence. That room has been seeded with tears and with prayer. And if you come with an open heart, looking to not encounter or to hear a great song, but to get a word from God, I'm convinced that God will speak to you, and you'll leave changed.
Wow. I want to go to the prayer room now.
Well, I think we all need the prayer room, and I pray that if you don't have one in your city, but if you do, I think come and see.
Yeah.
Come and see.
We're here every day.
I love what Andrew says in the Bible when he's telling them about Jesus, and he doesn't even try to explain. He just says, come and see. So that's our invitation to you, that you would come and that you would join us and you would link arms with us as we worship the God who has given us everything we have. And I want to thank you, Adrian. It's a new season. I know that you are new here, but your presence is already being felt in what's going on. So welcome here. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We invite you to come and worship with us and seek the Lord here together in the city of Richmond. Thank you so much, Stephen.
God bless you.
See you guys.
Thank you.